ATK and this thing, TKG, what is good with y'all, man? Listen, y'all see the title, y'all know what we getting into, man. We are finally ranking the Kendrick Lamar and Drake disses. This damn beef, man, is so off the fuck. It's just crazy. I can't believe it. I can't believe it got as crazy as it did. I definitely, I thought it was gonna stay, oh, I'm the better rapper, oh, I'm the better rapper, but it didn't. You know, like it went from that to something else really quick, man. Before I get into anything, anyone that is biased towards Kendrick or Drake, I would prefer that you don't watch this video because I don't want you to, unless you're a rational thinker, I don't want you to watch this because if you're leaning towards more towards one side, if I say anything that you're not going to agree with, your emotions are going to have you cussing me out in the comment section. And while I'm a grown-ass man and I can handle being cussed out, I would rather you have a logical reason behind it versus, you know, oh, Drake is the best, or oh, Kendrick the best. Don't do it. There's enough of that on Twitter to make a motherfucker's head blow up. So no, this is supposed to be my safe haven over here. You know, we're unscripted, we're unbiased, you know, and we're uncut. So I'm on nobody's team. I respect the hell out of both rappers. They both brought their A game in this. I'm also going to include J. Cole and Rick Ross disses. I had a poll up on Instagram where I was talking about it, you know, asking people if they wanted me to add them, and the majority wanted me to add it. That's why it's so important to follow me on Instagram. I'll have that in my description. You know, I'm always gonna have it in my description, so follow me on there if you want to keep up with anything that I'm doing. But beyond any case, man, we going from worst to best here. Of course, let's cut it out with that bias shit. All right. So if we could do that, this should be a banger, man. Let's get into it. We're kicking this one off with the tailor-made freestyle. I'm not gonna lie to you. Any bars that was used here, it all got thrown out the window because this is an AI track. Drake uses Tupac and Snoop Dogg's voices, and what pisses me off so much about this is the fact that Snoop Dogg is alive and you very much could have just thrown him some type of money to say something to Kendrick. But, you know, given that Snoop Dogg is, you know, LA faithful, he probably would not have done it. But all the same, it's like, you got sued for this. So not only does it not sound that good, but you also are losing money because of it. To top it off, this was Drake's attempt at trying to do like his, you know, do another back-to-back. When he did a back-to-back on Meek Mill, you know, he dropped Charged Up, and then he dropped back-to-back, and the world was going crazy because it was like, damn, like, Meek, you, like, man, how long is it going to take you to respond? Like, Drake just went, literally, like, he's going consistent on you. So, Drake drops, you know, he drops his first track, and then he comes out with this. You know, he drops Push Up, and then he drops this, and then, you know, the world's asking, where's Kendrick at? Where's Kendrick at? Oh my God, like, oh, you know. And Kendrick responded. He responded. But this, I feel like this was one of the weaker ways you could have went back to back. I feel like this was a way to basically just, you know, push out that whole, you know, I'm waiting on you, Kendrick, like, where you at? But, you know, if you're going to use AI, there was really no point in making this diss. I give it points for being creative, honestly, because using Kendrick Lamar's Hero and then another one of his mentors in the rap game to go this route, very cool. But using their voices, if Tupac was alive, he probably would have loved Kendrick Lamar. And we know how Snoop Dogg feels about Kendrick, so this doesn't really do much, knowing how I'm positive they would have been towards Kendrick Lamar. So definitely the weakest out of the whole little saga here. Next up, we actually have the last song that was dropped in this beef. The Heart Part 6. Drake, bro. The reason why it was three reasons why I waited so long to finally record this video. I'm recording this video on Saturday. Today, people have done their research. There's a page that has released, I think they have reported something that someone close to the Kendrick and like doing some deep digging on it and close to Kendrick's camp, if I'm not mistaken. And a lot of what was said in the song was bullshit. Basically, it basically made it sound like Drake had no true dirt on Kendrick. Most of the song was about, oh, you know, Whitney, you know, your baby mama, you know, she's fucking your manager, she's fucking your general manager, you know, like that baby's probably his, you know, like shit, you know, I could do something for you too, Whitney, if you need me to, you know, like shit, man, like let's just keep it, like, it just felt like he put this out because Kendrick had been the last person to put something out prior. The last song that was put out was Meet the Grams. So this was Drake responding to Meet the Grams, I guess. This was him trying to get the last laugh. Within this track, Drake also basically waves the white flag by saying, I don't even want to diss you anymore. You don't say that. You do not say that. Even if you're coming from man, I'm washing you. I'm getting bored dissing you, man. So I'm done. Like this is it. You don't let your opponent know that you're finished, man. And then if you really wanted this to stand out, if you really want that statement to really be a burn, this should have been good. Which, given that we've given it enough time to where we can really sit down and really analyze everything and, you know, check everything out. You know, you say that Kendrick beats Whitney and that Day Free is fucking Whitney. But then you have Whitney's brother coming out and cheering on Kendrick. And there's a lot of people saying, well, why would the woman that has been getting beaten by Kendrick celebrating Kendrick? Supposedly they're all still very close and all that stuff. So it's like, where did you get this from? So if it's hearsay, then it's like, this was the worst type of hearsay that you could have, especially in the last thing you say. And you think about it, Kendrick not responding was perfect. Because you give people time to really sit here and listen to this and then speculate it and really think it's cap. If Kendrick responded after like maybe 2 more days of people doing all the speculating on Twitter and Instagram and all that stuff, and they're like, oh yeah, this song's bullshit, and then he came out and said, damn, you know, and said whatever, and threw something new into this, you got a unanimous winner, in my personal opinion. Like, that's dead ass a knockout, because Drake, you already said you weren't going to respond. Like, there was nothing else that you thought you needed to say. This was the worst possible way you could have ended it on your end. It really is. It's a song that just sounds like you just ran out of shit to say, so you thought of something. It's like you didn't know what else to do at that point. Like, it just like you don't even sound motivated on this track. Your energy sounds depleted. It's like you're actually sick of this beef, because like, you know, it's about to either ruin your pockets or your life. Because there was some sick shit said in this beef. Let me say yeah, right now, it was some sick shit said here. And we'll get to that in a second. So I want to apologize. I said the last thing that Kendrick dropped was Meet the Grams. It was not. It was this song, Not Like Us. I think this was the weakest thing that Kendrick dropped. This also being the last thing that Kendrick has said, because I don't like the flow here. I don't like it. I'm just listening to the song. I'm just like, I just don't. It was just, I feel like it was Kendrick trying to get some viral kind of, you know, and it worked. Like, he wanted this song to be mainstream. Like, that's how it sounded. It sounded like he wanted this to be played in the clubs, which it is. It sounded like he wanted this to be, you know, like the antithesis of what he's been doing. Essentially, Kendrick has stayed serious and, you know, this jazz beats and slow, sinister beats and all that stuff. And now you got a beat made by DJ Mustard. And now this is a song that just exudes California. It exudes California. So Mustard interjects in this. I'm not sure I'm positive he's not taking a side really, because there was somebody that came out and said that he like played this song in a club when everyone had already left. It was like a few people left, and he finally played this after playing a bunch of Drake. So Mustard is not a part of this beef. He's not on Kendrick's side. I'm not trying to hear that. He's here because he wanted to make some money out of this whole thing, and he will, because this song has been selling well. It's been received extremely well. This song basically capitalizes off of the fact that Drake is not the best person to have chaperoning your teenage daughter's parties, knowing there's a bunch of other teenage girls going to be there. So Kendrick really doubles down on the, you like fucking with little girls, nigga. I hear you like you're a pedophile, nigga. And this is a song, this is a topic that can ruin your life. It can truly, this song blowing up was the worst thing that could happen to Drake. With the story of Adidon, it really blew up, but didn't blow up in the way that Not Like Us is blowing up. This song is being referenced everywhere, to the point where WWE is even referencing this song. WWE, the wrestling company, yes. You got wrestlers talking about it on the show. The more exposure a song talking about the biggest mainstream rapper since Kanye and Jay-Z is, you talking about that rapper being a pedophile, or you talking about that rapper liking teenage women? Any brand associated with Drake will have to be on high alert. And most definitely, because of this song, UMG wanted this beef to end. Wanted it over. Drake is probably losing his deal with Nike. He's probably losing his deal with all the other places that he has ties to. It's not a good look. This track is lethal, but it being so low on this ranking is solely due to the fact that it's a club song, that Kendrick somehow made a club diss track sound good. But it's, at the end of the day, it's a regurgitated topic. There was nothing new spoken about here. They're just, at this point, Not Like Us and The Hard Part 6 were regurgitated topics. They already spoke about these things. So this was the true indication that this beef was coming to an end. I feel like Not Like Us was where it really started to slow down, even though this song is totally picked up in the social media. The rap Twitter is loving this shit. But still, it's regurgitated topics that it only hits as much because Kendrick turned it into a club song. If he would have talked about the same topic on those same type of beats, I feel like this wouldn't be as big as the other songs. So with that being said, while it does still have some impact, it's repetitive at the end of the day. Finally, the Rick Ross song Champagne Moments. Y'all need to give Rick Ross some credit, okay? The BBL Drizzy beat that was made by Metro, this inspiration came from Rick Ross and his claims that Drake had his nose done. He repeatedly called him a white boy on the track and said things like, "You just a white boy you just a white boy at the park trying to fit in with the crew." Whether y'all like it or not, man, Rick Ross was talking on here. I've watched other reaction channels like In the Clutch listen to this, and they said that it was weak and said things like, "Man, Drake put you on" and stuff like that, and I don't think so. I think Drake was a Hall of Famer. Rick Ross was a Hall of Famer in the middle of Drake's rising. With that meaning that he would already have been an established rapper by the time that Drake was already, was setting his name in stone. Yes, Drake has helped Rick Ross make some songs great. But are we really going to sit here and say that is Rick Ross always being carried by Drake? You could sit there and really have an argument and say, yes, Drake has always made Rick Ross's songs sound better. But this is Rick Ross we're talking about. You tuned in to the most of Rick Ross's music because Rick Ross was on it. You tuned in, you especially tuned in because you heard about Drake on it. Because they're a good duo. They were a good duo. They're not making music anymore. I'm positive of it. But they were a good duo. It is in the same way that you will listen to Future and Drake. Whether you think Drake is always washing Future, you tune into that because they have great chemistry as rappers. It's in the same way that you will listen to Andre 3000 and Big Boy. You're not going to sit there here and keep on saying, oh, Andre 3000 is washing Big Boy every time. They made great music together. They have great chemistry. So don't use one example and then just act like the other one isn't the same way. They weren't a rap team by any means, but when they made music together, they made magic together. I want that just to be known, because we're not going to sit here and act like Rick Ross. Just because Drake does better sometimes doesn't mean that Rick Ross does not hold his weight by himself in this industry. Rick Ross drops tons of music. It holds his weight pretty well. Okay? It's not, whenever Drake drops, that's when Rick Ross gets a hit. That's not how that works. Rick Ross was getting hits, high hits, top 10 hits, top 50 hits, and Billboard 100s before and after Drake. Cut it out. We're not going to say, I'm not even Rick Ross's biggest fan, but the fact that mostly Drake fans want to sit here and discredit everything that he's done, saying that, yeah, you're good, but Drake made you. Drake did not make Rick fucking Ross. Let's get that shit straight right now. Okay? Let's get that straight right now. Rick Ross is in his own lane of greatness. All right? Again, not Rick Ross's biggest fan. Not at all. I actually don't really like a lot of his music. But we're gonna sit here and we're not gonna sit here and discredit somebody that is clear cut one of the greatest rappers of all time. Cut it out, please. 2010s was made very much funner because of Rick Ross. All right. So Rick Ross was talking a lot of shit on this song. Of course, he had to get his flexing on in this song. It's not a Rick Ross song if he doesn't flex at some point. I feel like that takes away from a lot of disses where we get off topic and we start talking about ourselves or talking about something that doesn't relate. I don't like that type of stuff, as you are going to hear later. But yeah, the BBL Drizzy stuff, I feel like most of the damage was done by the end of the song, actually, which is crazy to say because Rick Ross wasn't even rapping anymore at that point. He said that Drake got his nose done to look like his dad's nose. He talked about that cease and desist. He talked about everything. Like, he talked about everything that was on his mind. It was fresh. It was new. At that point, we wanted more from Rick Ross and Drake. We wanted them to go back and forth. This was the beef at the moment. It was Kendrick versus Cole, and it was Drake versus Rick Ross. This is what we had on the table at the time. Of course, on the side, you have Quavo going after, or Chris Brown really going after Quavo, because Quavo, man, I ain't gonna lie to you, you lost to an R&B artist. Yeah, man, it's crazy. He talked about everything, and because of it, there's the BBL Drizzy is, I would argue the BBL Drake thing is just as, if not more popular than anything Kendrick has ever said to Drake. And that's why I'm giving it his respect here, because respectfully, it's a great diss, but everything I have ahead of it, I feel is better, and it has more sting to it. But Rick Ross definitely did his thing, and I feel like if he could hold his own with guys like Drake, anyone else could get some bad smoke. The Game dissed Rick Ross, but I'm not adding that. The Game, at this point, you just look like you need some type of attention off of this. Game, you are one of the greatest rappers of all time. That it should be acknowledged, but no one asked for you to jump in this. You're not needed. And even at that, you are from LA and you are supporting the man that is attacking a man that is on LA's team. So it makes it seem like your team Drake here. Game, if you diss Kendrick at all, you will have exposed your true colors. You're supposed to be, you know what I'm saying? Mustard didn't have shit to do with the beef, but he still made a beat. He still made a beat for Kendrick. The LA guys are sticking together. Drake used AI of LA legends to hurt another LA legend in Kendrick Lamar, and you, the game, another LA legend, decided to take the team, the side of the man that is attacking the place that you're from. Fuck context. You should sound like a fucking clown to me. But Rick Ross has done his thing, and that's all I got to say about that. Push-ups. Push-ups is where everyone was saying that Drake was trying to make a Club Banger diss track. The most famous thing that was said from this song was, how you a big stepper with a size 7 men's on, and Drake was, he just kept on talking about the short stuff. I'm not feeling that. Like this whole track, like this was before shit got personal. So easily this was where it became this was about being the best rapper. He says stuff like, bitch, you ain't in the big three. SZA got you wiped down. Travis got you wiped down. Basically saying that, SZA could easily take his place in the top three, in the big three, which he really couldn't. It's very telling that Drake doesn't say, that Nicki would have been big three, because really and truthfully, if we're making a Mount Rushmore for the 2010s, then it's really Drake, Kendrick, Cole, and most would argue that 4 would either be Future or it would be Nicki Minaj. But you say SZA or Travis. So, sure. I'm not going to sit here and argue with Drake. He's the rapper. I'm the fucking fan. No. SZA doesn't got Kendrick wiped down. I'm sorry. If anything, if we can react to history, Kendrick literally had SZA wiped down. No, I'm not buying that one. He also talked about Rick Ross in this song. He tried to get at everyone that's ever gotten, basically doing a response to the world, because at this point, it was just a bunch of people coming out saying, oh, fuck Drake, everyone just coming out saying, oh, I don't fuck with Drake. So this was just his response to everybody, especially to Kendrick, because essentially at this point, this was Kendrick Lamar, this was the response to Like That. I'm not adding Like That because it was just a verse. So, it's whatever. And plus, there's more, there's different artists on that track. Future is on that track, so not adding that. It would count because it was a diss, and it does contribute to this, and it basically is the catalyst of all this happening. You don't get this beef without Like That dropping. But I can't count it, and even if I did, I more than likely would have it right after. I probably would have it after, like either Beneath or just barely over Champagne Moment. Yeah. But this song, I feel like it did its job in introducing Drake to this beef. It felt personal enough to where it was like, oh, this is directly towards Kendrick. But it lacks some type of spice. I can't really put my finger on it, but this shit lacks some type of fire. It definitely did. 616 in LA. The song that must have inspired Drake to steal The Heart Part 6 from Kendrick. Because as we know, Drake, from time to time, he titles the name of some of his songs a time and then the city he was in at the time. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. This song, I'm not gonna lie to you, the hook it just doesn't sound like, it sounds like this was something that hook should have been on another song. Still sounded good though. It sounded good, but again, it could have been better. I feel like this right here was the changing of the guard. I feel like stuff really started to heat up with this song. Kendrick had came out and said that people around Drake don't have Drake's best interest in mind. That basically, you're in a team full of people that want to see you fail, but they're only around you because you're up. There's someone in your team that is really with me. He says, have you ever thought that OVO was working for me? So it sounds crazy because it kicked off all the nonsense that was to come from this. But yeah, man, I'm not gonna lie to you. Ooh, this shit right here. My favorite part of this, of course, personally, is when Kendrick went after Academics. Because Academics, and this is just a short little side rant. Academics, Azalea Banks, what the fuck is his name? The cuck, the famous cuck, Adam 22. Did I say Azalea Banks already? Because I mean, she really wants her attention, so I have to say her name again, so we know that we're talking about Azalea Banks. We're talking about Azalea Banks, Mal, OVO Mal, Ish from Joe Budden's podcast. Who else? Gilly the Kid, and many others. Drake has so much public, riders here, and it was the lamest shit ever. Especially Azalea Banks. I just have to let that be known. My least favorite, supporters here have obviously been Academics, Mal, and fucking Azalea Banks. Cause why? What? Where do you come from in this? Where? Azalea, you just go do some porn or something. And if that sounds misogynistic for me to say, I'll take that. I know in my heart I love women, and I advocate for women's fucking empowerment all the time when I go after women that are the opposite of such. But you're better suited for showing your fake titties off and talking about draping blood, cat blood over your body to rejuvenate your soul and all that other evil, stupid, wicked shit you be talking about that no one actually gives a fuck about. The most interest I ever had in you was when you sold your titties, because they look nice. They look nicer than everything else on your body. Let's be honest here. And this is gonna sound real evil, when the news comes out Azalea Banks has passed away, there's gonna be an audible cry of fucking joy from a lot of people. And I don't even know if I'm gonna be included in that, because I'm not the type of person to celebrate death. I'm not one like these dumb bitches that was out here jumping on the street when Kevin Samuels died, or when all y'all motherfuckers was cheering that Queen Elizabeth died. They might have been shitty people to you, but you didn't know them niggas. Shut up. So I don't feel inclined to celebrate your death when it happens. And if I even die before you, I'd be so blessed to not share this fucking planet with you anymore, because you are just a shitty ass person. I just want you to know that from the bottom of my heart, that no one gives a fuck about what you say. Not even the cats that are in your house right now give a fuck about what you're saying. You're just a fucking human that take up this planet. As a matter of fact, I probably am supporting your career better than any of your fans. I got your merch right here, because this is what you look like, bitch. You need to sit there and really sit back and think about something real quick. Why didn't my career turn out great? Why didn't my career turn out good? Maybe it's because you're in everybody else's business and worried about how their career is going, that you just completely didn't give any effort to yours. So when you look at the floor and find the follicles of hair that you shaved off your head, or when you were losing it, stressing out about some other fucking beef that you were not invited in or no one asked about, remember this: your opinion is about as valuable as your music, meaning not at all. Shut the fuck up and learn your place on this planet. Mal, you need to shut your fucking ass up too. Whenever I see a clip of you, it's you screaming and you trying your hardest to look like Ice Cube. You're not important. No one cares about what you have to say. Like, literally. And academics, let's be honest, dude. The rest of these people could just be Drake fans. You are, like, cosplaying as Drake's fucking girlfriend. Like, you are just basically Drake's girlfriend in a fat fucking Jamaican suit. Like, that's it. No one needed your very heavily biased input. And I will say the same thing about the people that were ever heavily writing for Kendrick in this whole thing. If anyone has, I didn't really see any celebrities writing for Kendrick like the rest of these people that I just named were writing for Drake. Kendrick came out with all these disses, and Gilly the Kid comes out, and every time it says, "Man, Drake won, dog. Come on now, bro. Drake won, bro." I don't know Gilly the Kid, so I'm not gonna comment on him. I just learned that Jay-Z ethered you one day. But it was either Jay-Z or Nas. I'm not. They said a few people put you in your place, but I'm not saying this about these people because I'm pro Kendrick. I'm saying this because I'm pro common sense, and because I'm pro anti bias. I don't like biased people. They make my fucking skin crawl. You people suck. 616 in LA was good. It was a good track. It was a short track, and it did its job. And I feel like this was the catalyst of the very toxicness to come throughout this whole thing. Okay? I talked a lot here. I said it was going to be a short rant, but it wasn't. Sorry about that. We got 7-minute warning by J. Cole, the one and only diss. Now, someone that gets all their information off of social media would easily say, "Oh, I wouldn't put this too high because he literally quit, he literally left." I'm taking this for what it is and what it was at the time, and this was a diss at the time. I talked about Drake quitting the beef earlier, and that's why that hurt his spot on that list. Well, the difference being, I feel like if something else came out, Drake would respond to it. Kendrick didn't even say anything to this nigga, and he apologized. You want to put this last? Go ahead. But the reason why I have the Heart Part 6 so much lower than this song is because everything that J. Cole is saying here, at least, is fresh and true. Well, everything except your first shit was classic, your last shit was tragic, your second shit put niggas to sleep, but they gassed it. Your third shit was average, and that was your prime. I was trying right behind. I just now hit mine, if I'm not mistaken. I might have fucked up the order, but I know for sure he said the first shit was classic and your last shit was tragic. So he had to have said the second shit. Yeah, so yeah, okay. Cole, are we talking about albums that put people to sleep? Because I think you may know something about that. I love J. Cole. I do. One of my favorite rappers ever, but your third shit, you know what I'm saying? Your first shit was classic. Your last shit was good, Cole. Your second shit might have put people to sleep, honestly. And your third shit also might have put people to sleep, honestly. Actually. KOD and you know what I'm saying, and the off season were straight. They were good. Cole, I loved them. Personally, I loved them. They were the best of the years that they came out, in my personal opinion. But For Your Eyes Only, brother. Even the sideline story, in some people's opinion, might even be in that boring category. Not saying it wasn't good. It just, in your words, would put niggas to sleep. I feel like To Pimp a Butterfly is also a classic, and in my personal opinion, the greatest album that came from the 2010s. But that shit was good to me. Yeah, it has the potential to put you to sleep because it's so damn, like, it ain't no club bangers on there. But neither did For Your Eyes Only, Cole. So don't throw rocks at a glass house and hide your hands. You know what I'm saying? Like that. You know what I'm saying? Don't whatever phrase there is out there for being a hypocrite. Don't do it, Cole, because you definitely had that in you. There was some parts of the song that sounded just like a regular song, but for the most part, Cole sounded like he was ready for war. And this was a warning, he kept saying. It's so high up here because it was a warning that had this much heat. And then I knew that if this would have kept going, that this shit would have been explosive. So if you want to put this last because of the reason that I have for the hard part 6, you're fine. And I wouldn't even be mad at it, honestly, because Cole did apologize for this. But he apologized due to the respect that he had, and that Schoolboy Q advised J. Cole to drop out of this beef because he smelled what The Rock was cooking. He smelled what The Rock was cooking, and I ain't talking about J. Rock. He was talking about K. Dot, okay? And he was cooking, as we are about to talk about later. But for the most part, this shit was good. Like, you know, J. Cole clearly has the... Here's what's so scary about this. This was a warning shot to Kendrick Lamar, and it sounded this good. Imagine somebody that he doesn't respect, or that he felt the need to really humble. Imagine if he would have responded to Lil Pump. People seem to think that 1985, that song was a diss to Lil Pump. Even that song being fucking advice to the younger rappers out there still sounded like a diss to everyone else, and it's still being referenced today. So if you could imagine Cole mad and in the studio fucking motivated, this was a warning shot to Kendrick, and it sounded this good. Kendrick, some regard the greatest rapper of the 2010s, a fringe top 10 rapper. And this was the stinging that he got in a warning shot. Do some thinking, listen to the track, and then come back to this video. Family Matters. You know, someone's gonna ask me, why is this underneath 2 and 1? You could do the math on what those 2 songs are. If you've been following this beef, you know which 2 songs I'm talking about. But I'm gonna be clear and honest with you right now. This was Drake's best attempt. This was his best attempt, and it was thwarted in 20 minutes. Drake threw everything he had in this fucking song. And he didn't just go at Kendrick in this song. He went after The Weeknd. He went after Future. He went after Rick Ross. He went after Pharrell. He did everything in his fucking power to make sure this was the kill shot. Because this song, by the sounds of it, was supposed to be the kill shot. I even argue to say that before the song that came out in 20 minutes had been dropped, people were saying that Drake had won this shit. You got Azalea Banks online saying, "Oh, that's it." She's probably had it in her drafts. "Oh, this is over," and she probably took a 15-minute sabbatical and left to go jack off with cat blood on her fingers to come back to continue her little rant. And then minute 20 hit, and she had to erase it. This shit was so good. I'm telling you why I have it at 3. But this is the best shot that Drake gave. He started out, I'm not gonna lie to you, what kills it a little bit is the fact that he referenced Sexy Red, the hands on your knees, hands on your knees. He was talking about Whitney in the song once again, saying that the baby might be Dave Reese. And then he got serious. He started rapping, saying shit like, "Oh, you know what I'm saying? Like Cole cold lose and sleep over this shit. And I'm not, I'm not gonna lie to you, man. Drake was talking. I don't care where I have anything listed on here. Every single one of these songs were good, minus the AI song. I really just didn't like that one. Everything here is good. Everything here I would listen to again, over and over. Like I said, I'm on no side. It pays. It really pays to be a non-biased music fan, because when you're not biased and you can listen to anybody you want, you can truly enjoy everything you listen to. So when I listen to Family Matters, I'm tuning in, I'm jamming out and stuff like that. But what I don't like about this whole thing is that Drake is talking about a healthy family. Drake, almost every rapper on the planet talks about how the fact that your dad was like barely in your life, and then we had to find out from Pusha T that you had a whole son out here, and we even had to find out from Kendrick that you may even have a daughter out here walking the world, and she just turned 12 years old. 12, nigga. 12. Drake, are you still happen to know something about Karl Malone? Another guy that likes children and had a child that he didn't check up on at all. Probably still doesn't. His rich ass has not sent her $1. Well, Drake, it's sad that people are making these comparisons, such as myself. I don't want to make those comparisons, Drake. This song was good. This song was good. You did your job here. You went after everyone that you were supposed to go after. You literally made it a Thanos thing. Like, I snapped my fingers and all you niggas are gone. You literally had half the world getting wiped out. And then in 19 minutes and 59 seconds, the world started to repair itself. Because Iron Lamar, will go ahead and fix this shit once and for all. Let's just talk about it. Euphoria. I remember where I was when this dropped. And I thought maybe Kendrick was like, fuck this beef. I'm just about to come back. I'm about to make my music. I'm about to just, drop my album. Whatever. Nope. I heard the first few bars and I was like, oh yeah, he's like talking about somebody. I was around a coworker and I'm like, he's talking about someone. And my coworker was dumbfounded and didn't say shit until the song was actually over. Just fucking shocked the entire time, okay? This was a response to push-ups. At this point, like I referenced when I was talking about push-ups, this was about being the best rapper. At this point in the beef, this is what it was about. It wasn't personal yet. This was just about, I'm the best. You're not the best. He said shit like, because everyone was saying, Kendrick's taking too long to respond. So Kendrick basically responds to Drake and the people at the same time saying, shit, I'm not always, I'm not looking for dirt on people, like I got a son to raise. And it says Drake knows nothing about that. But you could have really said the same thing. I mean, you really could have added, oh shit, y'all deadbeats out there, y'all know nothing about raising y'all sons, y'all just immersed in social media shit. He said that on some other tracks, on Mr. Morale. So, but I'm gonna tell you right now, man, we don't get the personal feeling, we don't get the personal fire from this if it's not for Euphoria. Euphoria comes first, 616 in LA comes second. Kendrick back-to-back Drake after Drake's attempt to back-to-back Kendrick. And the song had all sorts of personal, adages to it, personal, tones to it. Does it hit and hurt just as much as push-ups? I fear that it has that much more sting to it. Like every song in here is like dangerously close to each other. I'm not even trying to say one song blows another out the water. But I'm not gonna lie to you. Number one is blowing all of this shit out the water. It is literally just that is basically the ether. As a matter of fact, it's such an ether. We're gonna talk about it right now. We talk about the greatest disses of all time. We talk about songs that humiliate the opponent. We talk about so much when it comes, or so much factors into what makes a diss a great diss. And a lot of times now recently, it's the surprise element, the bar that you don't expect to hear. For the most part, it's, oh, I'm better than you, oh, I'm better than you. But never do you factor in too much of the long-term psychological abuse that comes with these disses. Here comes Meet the Grams, a song, in my personal opinion, that if you had to make a top 10 diss tracks of all time, this shit right here, it ain't 10, it ain't 9, it ain't 8, it ain't 7, it ain't 6, and it ain't 5. And it damn sure probably ain't 4, 3, 2. It might be the best. It's like, no, all right. We ain't gonna go that far, man. This, in my personal opinion, has already crept his way into the top 10. In my personal opinion, we let time pass, and obviously, you know, something else may sound crazier than this, but I cannot lie to you. For the time being, this is a scarring song. I've said it before, I'm gonna say it again. The closeness of this song and the second song that I have here is far, okay? I truly believe that this beef ended with this song right here. So if anyone is to ask me who do I feel like won this beef, I think Kendrick won. I think Kendrick won because of this song right here. Not only because of this song right here, but if you had to ask me, you know what I'm saying, who was winning before this, Drake had the slight edge, might even a bigger edge than that with Family Matters, but he topped Family Matters within 20 minutes with this. He literally counteracted everything Drake said in no time. Drake literally, this was Drake's best attempt was Family Matters. And it was thrown all away with this song right here. Now, a lot of, Drake fans out there like to, throw out, oh, Drake was feeding Kendrick a bunch of misinformation, so this song, it literally holds no weight, Like, look, you know what I'm saying? Right. I don't believe in that feeding misinformation shit. I literally don't believe it. In Drake's song, he was talking about, oh, whoever gave you that information's a bitch. And then proceeds to say, oh, all that fake shit we feeding you. Y'all believe the first thing niggas say, but y'all want to stop to believe that something that Kendrick's saying might be true as well. It's bias. It's just true bias. If you believe one person when on the first listen, then how come the other person isn't also true? So if Kendrick came out and said, oh, just threw a random name out there, what are y'all gonna do? Oh no, that person ain't real. Like, he probably ain't even in OVO. You're biased. This song had it all. Kendrick was running down the family members. He started with Adonis. Then he went on to Sandra, Drake's mother. Then he went on to Drake's father, Dennis. And then talked about Baby Girl. Baby Girl being the surprise daughter that we didn't think Drake had out there. Apparently this daughter is about 12 years old now. She just had a birthday pass according to one of Kendrick's friends. Or somebody in Kendrick's group, or someone that knows Kendrick. I'm not too certain. I'm not too positive. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I like that a name wasn't said, and I like that locations weren't shared or anything like that, because then that's dangerous. You don't want these kids out here being compromised. You know what I'm saying? When we were talking about when Pusha T was talking about Adonis, he used the name. He used the name. He said, "Oh, your baby mother is this person." Like, we found it all out. It was hard to ignore it. Kendrick doesn't go that far. He doesn't talk about, who the mother of this child might be. He doesn't say a name. So it would be easy to believe that this is bullshit. Honestly, I'm 50-50 on it myself. I truly, like, when I ponder on it, I'm really more on the this is bullshit side, honestly. But this isn't a part of that misinformation that was spread. All that other, you know what I'm saying? I think both sides have hard levels of bullshit that might come out later. But apparently this girl is 12 years old. There's somebody saying that, confirming that there you know what I'm saying, there is a little girl out there. I'm sure there's going to be people out there that try to find this person. The fact that it's even being spoken about, and that that this was the catalyst of Drake losing his last beef. Think about it, man. Like, really sit there and really think about it. How would Kendrick not have won this if this was the kill shot from last time? But I'm not going off of, every time a kid gets announced, that's when the beef is over. No. It's the psychological games. This man then started talking to Drake, to Aubrey. And he started running his life down, running down all his problems, running down everything the internet has used against him, running down the things that he knew specifically, the gambling problems, the minors, all this other side stuff. And said, this ain't fuck a beef, this is a long life battle with yourself. This song was scary. This song sounded scary. It felt scary. He used a chilling monotone kind of sound. It was like Kendrick was a therapist, and he was talking to each family member and trying to cleanse them of the evil that is Drake. It leaves a sour taste. It does. I don't know. I sit there, and before this beef, before this song, I really felt like Drake had it a little in his favor. A tiny bit with Family Matters. Small bit. Like this. Like, it was close, but I feel like Drake had the upper hand for a second. And then Kendrick closed it. Because Not Like Us didn't really move me too much, but it's still admittedly better than The Heart Part 6. So that's why I feel like Kendrick won this one. Because it goes push-ups, obviously, there's nothing at that point. Push-ups, and then that AI bullshit, and then Euphoria. I feel like, you know what I'm saying? Kendrick is up here at this point, and then 616 in LA, and then Family Matters, and then Meet the Grams. That's how I feel about it. And then Not Like Us came out, and I honestly, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Not Like Us and Hard Part 6, I don't even like really talking about them too, because Not Like Us is now like a song of the summer type of thing. It's not even really being treated like a beef. It's just a song people are actually enjoying right now. They got their little catchphrases from it, 69 God, freaky ass nigga, you a 69 God, and they're getting their little memes from this song for sure. So in the public eye, Kendrick won. In my personal opinion, Kendrick won. To people who are biased, I don't really care for their opinions on who won, because obviously if you're on one side heavily, you're not thinking straight. You're just Kendrick's just he said this, and no. I like Kendrick, I like Drake, I like them both. I like Cole, I like Ross. I don't like Ross, but I respect Ross. And this is the result that I came to. I feel like this beef helped rap at the end of the day. Now, I'm not going to agree with the people that say there should always be competition in rap, because I feel like not every rapper should be dropping music to be the best. Some music should just be dropped to have fun. Some music should just be dropped to invoke an emotion. You know what I'm saying? Like, this should just be music. But I feel like at the end of the day, there's a lot of rappers that when they sit in the alums of rap, that they should have fought to be the best at some point. That they should have had some sort of drive to be the top person, to be the best lyricist, to be the best storyteller, to be the best hype person, to be the best person to create energy, to be the best person to evoke an emotion. In every different range, there should be someone competing to be the best at what they do. I feel like guys like Lil Baby, like Lil Durk, like Ice Spice, like Sexy Red, they're not that. They're not trying to be the best. They're trying to be the best vibe. And the sad part is they lead this current generation, this current wave of rap right now. They're the top artists. They're the top rappers. And it's depressing. And that's why I feel like this Drake and Kendrick feud has really done wonders. And I feel like it can do wonders. I think if rappers don't take a look at this beef and they don't say, damn, you know what I'm saying? Kendrick just came from a long break and instantly just put his foot right back down on the neck of rap. And you don't feel some type of way that someone could take a break, come back and take your spot with the first song that he drops. There's something wrong with that. There's something that it gets to a place to where rap is basically just fucking music. And it is music at the end of the day, but it's more than that to people that care about the genre. You listen to this just for partying and stuff like that, this beef was a distraction for you. But for someone like me, this shit meant something to the genre. This pushed it forward, back into a better direction. Go ahead and keep your TikTok rappers, your Ice Spices, your Sexy Reds, your Megan Thee Stallions, your goddamn Central C's and them type. You know what I'm saying? Your Rob 40s and Fridays and them motherfuckers. Go ahead, have them. You know what I'm saying? They serve their purpose. They're there to make some fun music. Guys like Future, guys like Kendrick, like Drake, like Cole, they fight to be the best. They make music to push themselves forward. Yeah, they can make them little fun tracks, but they care about being the best. Well, I'm not gonna lie to you, sometimes I don't feel like Drake cares about being the best. I feel like he's a part of that wave. At the end of the day, I feel like he's a big culture vulture too, but he also cares about being the best. He acknowledges it a lot. He acknowledges that he's on top. So he cares about where he's at in the hierarchy of things. This helps him refocus on that goal. I think Drake cares about being the best, or at the very least, I feel like he cares about being the most noticed rapper. This beef was great. I don't care, like, if you're biased. I really don't care about what you have to say about this beef, honestly, because your opinion's flawed. Oh, Drake fed him misinformation, and so Captain Kendrick lost. Oh, he talked about Kendrick getting cheated on by his wife or baby mama. You know what I'm saying? Do you have any praise for Kendrick? And the people on Kendrick's side, oh, Kendrick won because, that daughter, it has to be true. Like, we don't even need proof. Like, we know it's real because look, Adonis, Do you think Drake did anything good? I think they both did something good. I feel like they both did something good. Just because I feel like Kendrick won doesn't mean I don't think Drake did good. He held his ground. He did a good enough job to where I feel like he didn't come out like a bitch in this whole thing. He did his thing to where I feel comfortable to say that Drake is battle tested enough. If Drake was going against anyone else, I feel like he would have came out on top with this. Someone that didn't have that hunger in him. Maybe if this was a Drake and J. Cole thing, I feel like Drake probably would have came out on top or something. Maybe I don't know. That one, I don't know. We might never see that one. I'm not about to sit here and go back and forth with anybody over my personal opinion. If you feel like Drake won, vocalize that, but you don't have to sit there and go, and you're stupid as fuck if you think Drake won this. Drake won this shit, or you're literally not a real rap fan if you think Kendrick won this beef. You know what I'm saying? Like if you got a bias against Kendrick fans and you think Kendrick lost just because you don't like his fans, you're viewing it the wrong way, because you're already viewing it from a vantage point where you just don't like this nigga. I'm not hearing nobody that has that viewpoint. I'm not listening to nobody that talks like that. I feel like I've talked enough here. I feel like I had to make a longer, video just because I've been away for a minute. So this gives y'all something to really sit there and watch, you know what I'm saying, until I make my next video. As you see, I'm in a new house. So, I gotta figure out how I'm like if I'm gonna record right here where I'm sitting, which it seems like a good enough spot, so it might be the spot, or if I choose another room, or if I choose to do it in a studio or something like that, because I have that option now. Whatever the case, man, I'm trying to make it to where when I upload, I record, I can record comfortably, and I don't have to worry about space getting ran out. I started recording this video on Saturday, and here it is Thursday. Ran into a lot of difficulties that I really didn't care for. I lost a lot of audio, ran out of a lot of space and stuff like that. It was a lot, okay? So, at the end of the day, man, I'm grinding and I'm trying, and I'm a human at the end of the day. So work with me, bear with me, stay with me. But beyond any case, man, that's what I got for y'all. Tell me how y'all feel about this in the comment section below. You know what I'm saying? Follow the Instagram to keep up with whatever I might talk about next. And beyond any case, vibe, have a good time, and I'll see y'all later, man. Be peace, love, peace. I'll see y'all later. Peace. I messed up that outro like really bad.